Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me again. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me again, Alex, and again I'm back for another episode of my international student journey here in Canada. So for today's video, I would like to share with you one of the topics that I believe I should be talking here in my YouTube channel. As an aspiring international student, I really wanted to share with you my expenses. So we were gonna talk about expenses for today because for the past few years, I've been making videos and then I haven't been really talking about the expenses. So it's one of the major topic that aspiring international student that you need to understand, and you have the overview because of course you need money to get here in Canada. And so without further ado, let's get started. So I do have my summary of expenses here, guys. So I'm just gonna read this to you and explain it to you. But again, for those who are new to my YouTube channel, I was an international student way back 2019. And so there might be, well, for sure, there are changes for the payments as well. But then the purpose of this video is to give you an overview of how much I could give you the latest amount, specifically on the tuition fees. But the process itself will be the same. It really depends on the consultancy or agency that you are with, because of course they ask for a different price for their services. And so yeah, that might matter. At 2019, I was an international student and I am a registered nurse in the Philippines. So mostly my followers, my subscribers are nurses as well. So I'm not gonna gatekeep. I'm gonna tell you what consultancy that helped me to become an international student here in Canada. So I went to InSchool. So InSchool is originally, as I researched before I went to InSchool actually. So it's originally from India. So their main office is in India and they have branches. In the Philippines, I believe there were two offices that they have. One in Manila. I'm not sure where in Manila, but one is in Cebu. So I was in Mindanao. I was from Bukidnon. So actually I found it in the internet, just in Facebook, that it just popped out in my Facebook account, and I was like, okay, student visa, blah blah blah. And so, but of course I want to be very careful when it comes to consultancy, because there are lots of scammers. You don't know how true it is, and it's not a joke, the amount of money that you're going to be spending with. So of course you want to know about the background of this agency or consultancy, and of course you want it that it's going to be worth it and successful, that they know that what they are doing. So I did my research online and then I went to the office and I was able to talk to them, and they're really accommodating, and they explained to us the expenses. And it's nice to have someone in front of you that could explain, that would be able to answer all your questions, clarifications. And so with that, if you ask me if consultancy is good, or you, because some international students, they did it by themselves, they did it DIY, do it yourself. Salute to them. But for me, who doesn't know anything about the immigration, the forms, it's kind of overwhelming and complicated, and so I refused to do it myself. So I went to this consultancy and I asked them about the process, the journey about becoming international a student. And then yeah, they were able to explain it to me, and they were able to help me. And yeah, with them I was able to come here to Canada as an international student, and then work my way to become a permanent resident, and of course as well as becoming an Canadian registered nurse. So without further ado, let's get started. So here in my notes, way back 2018. So one of the major fees, well, not yeah, I would say major is tuition fees. We have tuition fees, registration fees, medical fees, visa processing, and we also have here airfare. So just, an overview. And so first is registration fee. To be honest, I'm not sure if this is still the same amount of registration fee. It says here registration fees for a slot. So when you decide what program and which school you wanted to enroll yourself, so this consultancy in school they do have connections, honestly. And when I was a student in Niagara College before, for those students who wanted to take another program, if you were an international student under in school before, they could easily reserve a slot for you. But for you to be able to reserve a slot, you have to pay. So, but then, to have that connection with them, they do have a connection with the different schools. So it's not just Niagara College. So for me, it's Niagara College in Welland Campus. So they were able to assist you fast. They will give you that slot. You just have to pay money because, honestly speaking, when you decided to take another program, or when you decided to become international student, it's not just you, right? It's not just you who's gonna take that program. There's gonna be a lot of international students from India, from Vietnam, from China, or whatever country. And of course, there's only limited slots, and it's kind of hard. So if you have that connection from in school, they could easily reserve that slot for you as long as you just pay the money. So the registration fee for that slot is 500 Canadian dollars. So do the conversion. So around 18 to 19,000. So Canadian dollars is ranging 38 pesos to 39 pesos, 38, 39, 40 pesos per dollar. So with 500 registration fee, it would cost 18 to 19,000. So that's it. That's it that you're gonna pay for the consultancy. So other than that, there's no extra fee, there's no professional fee, blah blah blah. There's nothing. Just the reservation fee or the registration slot for that specific program that you wanted to take for that specific school. So next is tuition fees. So tuition fees depends on what program as well and which school. And so way back 2019, I took palliative care and nursing in Niagara College, and it cost me 15,000 Canadian dollars. And so you can pay that single payment or installment. So you pay for the tuition fee once you get the offer letter. Okay? So again, when you pay for a registration fee, next is you will get the offer letter. Once you get that offer letter, meaning it's like an acceptance letter that, oh, welcome, you're accepted here at Niagara College. Next thing that you have to worry or you have to prepare is your tuition fee. So when we talk about tuition fee, again, it depends on what program, what school. And at that time, way back in 2019, I took palliative care and nursing in Niagara College, and the tuition fee for a year was 15,000 Canadian dollars. Again, you can pay it full one time or you can pay it through installment. So in my case, I paid it one time. I paid it already. I didn't go for installment. So I believe my process is student direct stream. That was like the program that I was in. I paid the full tuition fee and I was able to show money that I am able to survive here in Canada. Because of course, in Canada, before they approve your visa, this is what the agent told me. So when you pay the full tuition fee, you're gonna have to let them know and show them that you can afford to study in Canada. Of course, they know that it's expensive, so they wanna make sure that you're not gonna be a burden. That if you're gonna enter Canada, you can afford or you can survive in Canada. So you have to have show money, or you have to have the capability to live here in Canada. So at that time, I paid the whole tuition fee, which was 15,000 Canadian dollars, and I do have 10,000 Canadian dollars in my bank account. If I've paid the whole tuition fee, do I really need to have that 10,000 Canadian dollars? And why is it 10,000 Canadian dollars? So the explanation was 10,000 Canadian dollars is the minimum uh, amount of money for you to be able to live in Canada for a year. So for you to show that amount of money means that you're capable of living in Canada. So if you have 1 year program, if you have this amount of money, then like, oh, she's capable of paying, she's able to show me this amount of money, and so okay, let's approve this visa. So I was told that a student direct stream, um I'm gonna put exactly what it means, but I remember it's called SDS, is that there is higher chances of approval because again, you are showing that you are capable of paying the tuition fee, and also you have this extra amount of money to live in Canada, and which is true. You know what? I when I lodged my papers, it only took two 2 weeks, and then I got my approval, visa approval, and that's how fast it was to get a visa approval through that process. So yes, it's true. Nah, it's faster. I'm not sure how it was for the regulars process. So regular, what it means is that you pay the tuition fee by installment. So you first pay half of the tuition fee, and then second is another half. So yeah, for me, I paid the entire amount of tuition fee, and I have this 10,000 Canadian dollars in one of the Canada's bank. So my bank is Scotiabank. So in Scotiabank, I deposited this amount of money, and then when I arrived in Canada, I went to one of the office of Scotiabank, and I showed my identity, IDs, and then SIN, and then they process it and gave me some debit card, and they also gave me a 1,000 credit card. So a credit card, it's like, credit cards, it's kind of helpful because when you have this credit card, you are also working your records, managing your finances, because when you buy a car soon or when you buy a house soon, it is really important here to check your credit score. So when you have this credit card, then you're able to work your credit score for your future expenses or future purchases of your house or your car. So it is kind of important. So back to the topic again. 10,000 Canadian dollars in Scotiabank. I got my debit card, and I got a credit card for the credit limit of 1,000. It was helpful, and it was cool because I was also earning scene points wherein I could watch movies for free because of that earning scene points with using that credit card. So tuition fee, it's either whole payment or installment, okay? Next is medical. So in medical, upfront medical, there are only specific places that are, what do you call this, has to be affiliated to the Canada's embassy. Na you go there and you just show that book an appointment for medical. So in my case, it was like 10,000 pesos at that time. And so in different clinic comes with different amount of money that you have to pay. So for me, 10,000. So sometimes 13,000. And so blood work, check up, x-ray, as far as I could remember, that was it. It wasn't a lot. Like x-ray for like your, if you have TB, and then blood works for HIV, hepatitis. That's what those major screening that they did when I went through my medical upfront. And so that, let's say 13,000. So it depends on the clinic as well. I think bigger hospital will also ask for more, but 10 to 13,000 pesos. And next would be visa processing. So visa processing, I think there's only two offices as well, one in Manila and one in Cebu. So I was from Mindanao. I have to fly to Cebu City to lodge all my papers. But you can do it online as well. But in my case, I did it through um, paper processing. So I went to the VFS and I have to pay 5,300 pesos. So that was the visa processing fee. So you have to take note of that. And then last but not the least is airfare. Airfare, honestly, one way I paid 43,000 Canadian 43,000 pesos for me to fly. It was around December 28, 2018. Oh my god. And then from Cebu to Toronto, ha, 'di ba? Toronto. And then of course, again, so that 10,000 Canadian dollars that I was talking about earlier, that would be considered as show money. Show money. So again, 10,000 Canadian dollars, you can show that. So the paper would also show that you have this certificate from the bank of Scotia Bank that you have 10,000 Canadian dollars. So they will, you can have it. So in my case, I went to PNB. I deposited this amount of money directly to Scotia Bank. And then I received an email and I printed that off and I include that in my papers and I submitted that together with all the forms in the VFS in Cebu City, and then there you go. The process was done. And by the way, the latest amount of tuition fee is 18,000 Canadian dollars. So other than that, you also need to prepare for your accommodation. So your accommodation will depends. In my case, I paid $375 per month all in. It means you don't have to pay for electricity and water. So but it's shared room. So I have a roommate with me, and for me, it's fine because I'm not gonna be always in my room as long as I have a comfortable bed. I was really, try to save more money and yeah, 375 Canadian dollars per month. Other than that as well is your phone bill. So I got the cheapest phone bill. It was like $45 per month. So unlimited text and unlimited call within Canada. And I could also text outside Canada, just in the States. So I have my aunt in States, so I could text her, but no free calls outside Canada. And then 2 gigs of internet. It is important because when you're traveling, you're gonna use Google Map, so you know what bus are you gonna, uh, you know, get in, and so you know where to go. So you need to have that at least 2 gig of internet. And of course, groceries, your food expenses, it really depends. So of course, if you save more money, I usually go to Walmart and Food Basics. Those are one of the affordable places where you could do your grocery. So it depends. I used to spend 60 Canadian dollars, and that was good enough. I buy my own rice, I cook food, I eat out, sometimes you have to treat yourself as well. You have to enjoy because as international student. So that 10,000 Canadian dollars was my allowance for a year. And of course I was able to get a job, and so sometimes I don't touch that money because I have my own salary. I already talk about my part-time jobs in my different videos, and so kindly watch it as well. And What else? So I think those are the major expenses that you wanted to be prepared and for you to know. Again, to sum it up, before coming here to Canada, your registration fee, which cost 500 Canadian dollars, and then you're gonna have your offer letter, and then you're gonna have to pay for your tuition fee. Your tuition fee, it depends on you. You can pay it full or you can pay installment. So in installment, usually it's first half and second half, and then the visa fee, and then the medical upfront exam, which is 13,000. Your visa fee is 5,300 pesos. So let's say 6,000 pesos. And then what else? Your airfare, for me, one way was 43,000 pesos. Accommodation here in Canada, your phone bill, and your food allowance, your expenses. Other than that, of course, your allowance if you want to eat out. In our school in Niagara College, by the way, you have access with a bus, so you just have to swipe your card. So you don't have to pay the local bus out of your pocket. I believe it's already included in your tuition fee. So for me, it was a really big help because you don't have to pay for every time you go on a bus. So when you get a job, you don't have to worry about the transportation because you just swipe your ID card. I don't know if I still have that card, but yeah, with that, spare amount of money that you don't have to pay for your transportation is a big help. So I think that's all. And if you have questions, suggestions, comment down below. And thank you for subscribing and for watching this video. And see you in my next video, guys. Thank you so much for your support and see you next time. Bye!